Hey guys, it's me, friend Dan, talking to you from out of Sing Sing prison. Not really, that's a lie. I'm talking to you out of my house like I always do, and as per always, with me is my good friend Jason.
Hey everybody, so excited to be here. So happy to be here. Couldn't be more excited. It's me, friend Jay. We're here in the friend universe. It's good to be here.
Thanks for being here.
I'm so excited to be here. Are we sound a bit like Bob Ross?
A little bit.
Okay.
Having a happy little podcast. This whole thing's a happy little accident.
Yeah, it really is. Accident being the dominant word there. Accident. Some people might call it a mistake.
That's
But people
all right.
get laughs. It's a good time. So what do you want to talk about this week, Dan?
Well, I got me a beer sponsor.
Ooh, love to hear about it.
It's Lost Coast Brewery. It's just called a Tangerine and has a crazy little orange man on it.
Oh, tangerine! Look at that. That's Dolores. That's of course my favorite word. It means something glorious and it reminds me of my late wife Dolores. Love her with all my heart. Still do. Oh, Dolores. Wish you were down here. Thank you. Exactly right. Big ups to Dolores. That looks like a Dolores beer. My sponsor this week, my beer sponsor, that is, Werner's Ginger Ale. Not Werner's Zero, full sugar Werner's with a little bit of rum in it. Who doesn't like a little kick in the pants every once
Just
in
a
a while?
little bit. Just a little dash of rum.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is strange. We're getting a call. Hold on
wait.
1 second. Just says Jay. Hello, Jay. What the fuck are you guys doing?
Wow, we're doing our podcast.
Yeah, this is our podcast. The Friend Jay, Dan and Friend Jay, Friend, Comedy Friend Hour, Friend. That's not really what it's called. No, I was just being funny. I make jokes too.
Yeah, it's funny. We're funny people.
Okay, but you guys, I guess it's not fair that I should interrupt your show. Dan and I could have just started recording ours. It's just your feed was just automatically in our Zoom this week. So it's a little weird. You guys started the show. You couldn't hear us, or at least pretended like you couldn't hear us. Well, I mean,
That must just be another happy little accident.
Yeah, exactly right. We're enjoying ourselves, having a good time. A lot of fun. A lot of fun, this
lot
podcast
of fun
thing.
here. We had a lot of fun in this show.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Well, can we can we just do our thing here? Can we start our podcast? I mean, I guess we can, but you guys can do it do your own thing separately, right?
I suppose that's true.
Yes. I mean, if you don't want to be friendly about it, I mean, our big thing is obviously being friendly. We like joy. Lots
Cheers.
of joy. This is, well, you know what? This is a Dolores time, and I guess we'll let you guys come back and do your podcast.
We'll catch you all later.
Bye-bye. What the fuck?
I don't know, man. That was weird.
Why didn't you interject? I needed you to back me up. You didn't back me up. You just left me with those two
I felt
fucking
like it would be too much.
friendly a-holes. God damn it.
I know, right?
Now I sound like a jerk being rude to the friendly guys, but I'm just saying, like, that's not our vibe. It's the furthest thing from our vibe. We're dicks.
Yeah, we're the Dick Podcast.
We're the Dick Podcast. All we do is talk about dicks. All we do is act like dicks. We're always talking about our fucking...
Drawing dicks on our Trapper Keeper.
Exactly right. We're always talking about our crazy opinions. I don't care if you think I'm a dick, man. That's just who I am.
That's
Freedom
who
of speech.
I am, man.
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech.
Don't censor me by not listening to my podcast.
Don't tread on me.
You have no legal right to stop playing my podcast.
I am
First
a sovereign
Amendment.
citizen.
Yes. First Amendment.
Oh my God, I was watching. So, have you seen Internet Comment Etiquette?
I have not. Ooh, that's strong rum. Sorry.
So it's just a YouTube show where he talks about like comments and stuff on videos and things.
Okay. All right.
But it's wrapped around the idea that he's giving an etiquette class for internet comments.
Mm-hmm.
And it's often about things on a certain topic. And the most recent one he did was on the sovereign citizen movement. And one of the people asking questions in the comments was, how do I be a sovereign citizen but still get my Social Security benefits? I'm like, bitch, pick one.
You have two choices here. One of them is the reality we all live in. Fortunate or unfortunate as it may be. There are advantages and disadvantages for all kinds of people, but yeah, you don't get to. That's really funny. I did not know that this was a movement. I will tell you, in past jobs, I've had to deal with people who I'm pretty sure were of that ilk. Kind of people are like, you know what, the government, I don't know if you know this, they'd rant. Yeah, because I would listen, which I shouldn't have.
Yeah, right.
I just should not have given them an inch. You know, the government can't collect taxes because there's a gold fringe around the flag, and because of that, it's not a legitimate flag, and it's not a legitimate country, so they can't collect taxes. Not kidding, that's a thing. Don't bother looking it up because you'll go down a rabbit hole. And
I believe it.
You won't question your reality, but you'll question why those people live in that world. It's an interesting thing. Yeah. That happens there. Guys, this is the Dan and Jay's Comedy Hour podcast. I'm sorry, we didn't get to do an introduction because those a-holes were. Do you want to do an introduction?
Sure. Yeah, sure. Okay. Hey, it's Dan. Welcome to the Dan and Jay's Comedy Hour podcast, where we talk about bullshit and talk about bullshit.
Thank you so much, Dan. That is true. That is us. I am the Jay part. He's the Dan part. There is technically a theme to this show, or a conceit to the show, a pretense. That's a good word. Pretense can get you pregnant as well as a regular tense, just so everybody knows. Just keep that in mind. Well, I'm going to share my screen with you, Dan, which is something that people at home don't need to know. But I'm going to anyway. Wait, or am I? Because where's that screen go?
Oh, no.
The pretense to this show, ladies and gentlemen, is that Dan and I used to do sketch as child boys, and
true.
We still do sketch as child boys, but we're playing child boys in this case. And see what happened then. Why won't it won't let me pull up the... I'm trying very hard, because if I share that screen, I'm going to be sharing my Zoom screen, and I think that the world explodes if you do that.
I'm pretty sure.
Let me see what happens. I'm going to try and share this screen. So here's what we talk about: sketches, or sometimes just a video we shot. This, Dan, because I was talking to you today about DKI Productions. I thought it would be a little fun to watch something that has no content. There's no story. There's no characters. There's no audio even. But this is a little flying logo I animated in the late 90s for DKI Productions. So what this is, you guys can't see it. Hopefully I'll put this up as a video. A VHS tape, a crudely 3D animated VHS tape, comes into the scene, and then it goes into a VCR.
Yep.
And then that explodes because, you know what? Fuck VHS tape. Fuck VHS tape. Babloom, goes away.
Babloom.
Then up comes what really is technically a film camera, but out of that film camera comes a light. Now, that said, some projectors are conceivably camera-esque, and they do have the two reels on top. And then in front of it is a blue stone or blue marble DKI Productions. Now, the best part of this, though, is that when this happens, it pauses there, and you can read it, but nobody would want like that much lens flare on the final frame of their flying logo. So that's what we were taught to do at my 3D animation class in high school. And I'm like, well, fuck this. I'm not going to not get, a free
usually what would happen, you would have that much, but then it would fade into the 2D text before
exactly.
cutting and then showing the title of the movie.
Well, I've been trying to think of how I could recreate that, and that's a good start. And I also don't have anything that I could actually I couldn't, if you put it in front of me, 3D animate anything, I'm certain, anymore. I could barely do it then. I had
gotta get a Simply 3D again. That one was maybe.
Yeah. We can use that. That's fine. I wonder what it would do. I mean, some of that stuff looked great that you could make with it. So I wonder.
It was actually pretty impressive for the time. That's for sure.
I don't know if it would function on a 64-bit system, or if you'd have to get a, what's the replicator? What's the word?
Emulate.
That's the word, an emulator, and do it. It would
actually. That one is recent enough. It probably would run on here.
But just run really fast, probably, is my guess.
Frankly, that predates multi-threading. It probably would run just as shitty.
Did I? Now, do you remember me? I feel like I would have brought that home excited to show people. So I don't know. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, you showed it to me.
Okay,
I do remember that.
Okay,
you're very proud of it.
I'm sure I was. Yeah, this is the beginning. This is the beginning of all of it. I literally have no idea how I did it. I don't know what I did. DKI Productions, everybody stood for Dark Side Comics Incorporated.
And everything had to have a K back then.
So it was Dark Side Comics Incorporated Productions Incorporated is what the full name of it is.
Yes.
So well, that's right, Dark Side Comics with a K, which is what Dan was calling his comic company, and then Dan and Jay's Comedy Hour had a K in it. And then I intervened and changed it without Dan's permission, to be fair. To this day, Dan is angry about it and wishes I would die.
Spiteful, really, too. I'm very spite-filled and seething most of the time.
I mean, here's the thing. Our website is danandjay.com. So if we had to change the name of the group, we could change, I mean, it cost thousands at least to, change the logo, change the website. We'd have to go
the
through
whole rebranding process, and then resubmitting for trademark and shit.
Exactly right. So expensive, guys. Now, the reason we don't have trademark or registered trademark things on our website is because we're kind of, if I'm honest, we're kind of slumming it. We're kind of pretending that we're, not a very famous comedy group and podcast. But we do that for you. We don't want you to be jealous.
Yeah,
and
it's for you. It's for you guys. It's to avoid negative feelings, keep us grounded, I guess, a little bit, really, if you think about it.
As grounded as it's possible to be when you're this high up in an ivory tower.
I mean, as grounded as you can be when all you see is clouds.
Exactly. I mean, Dan is literally flying through clouds as
I
Dan's
am. This
default
is how high. I am
background.
literally sitting on the point of our ivory tower.
Dan sometimes is...
$76, by the way.
$76 for...
A 10-pack of 6-hour VHS cassettes. New in box.
Oh, that's great. So they, new
Prime,
as in made
brand
new?
Brand new.
All right. I mean...
Maxell T120s.
$76 for how many of them?
10-pack.
That is on the pricey side. I mean, I guess...
Well, you could get a 12-pack of Sony 120-minute premiums for $83.95.
Holy shit! Is there a demand? I mean, I guess we're on the verge of that becoming a new thing. I guess
these are the new records.
Sure.
Man.
Sure, because I just love the warmth of a VHS image. It just feels so much more real to me, and I love to hold it in my hands.
Here's the reality: you watch a movie now on Blu-ray,
sure,
or your HD DVDs.
Yes, thank you.
And the lines are so crisp, right? It pulls you out of the movie.
It's unrealistic,
especially with CG. You oh, that's definitely CG because I can, the edges are obvious.
Exactly right. Yeah.
On VHS. It's got just native anti-aliasing on everything. The colors, the shapes, a little bit of the audio.
Yeah, it's absolutely true.
All
Anti-alias audio. Yeah, it's great. It's and I love the experience of just holding that tiny, tiny poster in my hand and just looking at it and figuring out the credits. Oh, who was the cinematographer this time? And look at the poster on it. It was more of an experience because you'd read the full thing before you put the movie in. There was never any other issue. You wouldn't.
You would read it on the way home in the car.
Exactly right. Yeah.
So excited when you rented that movie and you could just read the manual.
Exactly right. Pop that in there. Of course, a manual was in there because you needed to know how to operate a VHS tape because they're very difficult back in the day.
Much more difficult than you would imagine.
And I'm not gonna make some silly jokes about it being steam powered. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it took a lot of finagling to get everything hooked up the right way.
$25.99.
For what?
For a 4-pack
of
VHS storage bags. They each hold about 15 VHSs, so that's 60 VHS
what is
carrier
a storage
for $25.99.
Bag? What are you talking about? A storage bag?
Storage bag?
No. What are you talking about?
Share your screen. I'll show you.
Okay, fine. Here. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me make Dan the co-host.
Yeah,
yes, Dan's the co-host now. There we are. I'm very excited to see what Dan's going to show me, which is going to be some sort of VHS bag that he refuses to clarify. He's just going to repeat the word.
VHS bag. You just carry
what the shit,
and it folds up.
These are slightly fancier IKEA bags. So Or you could spend $1 for an IKEA bag and carry all the VHS tapes.
Yeah, but these are designed specifically. Like, look, here's a 2-pack for $16.95.
Here's my cool VHS.
Look how
collection.
nicely they fit in there.
God.
Whoever bagged this up to be your demo did a shitty fucking
Boy,
job.
did
Why
they
would you
ever.
do that? Why would you
No.
lay them on their side inside the bag and then just kind of crammed on top?
First of all, you never lay them on their side. That'll compress the tape, and then the tape doesn't play
It's just a
right.
problem.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be really careful. You got to, you got to take care of those bits. It's not
Well, let's see.
digital
They said
exactly,
15
but-
tapes. Let's see if that was even sideways.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Is
weird
it holding? Is
sideways.
this the design of it? Let's see.
Uh-huh.
We got. Hold on. Can I get?
By
there
the
we
way,
go.
guys, these are not
1,
in
2,
clamshells. These are in
3,
their little.
4, 5,
Mm-hmm.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So by bagging it stupidly, they actually hold 5 more than it says it should.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. It looks to me like there's more space on the side that's not being used. Or,
Yeah, you
or
gotta
I'm
cram at least
misreading.
one more right here.
Yeah. So guys, get your shit straight if you're gonna
Yeah,
sell
if
this
you're gonna
scam
if you're
of a
gonna
bag.
do this.
That thing, I guarantee, rips if you fill it to the brim with.
I guarantee you it does not.
Rips
And
in a
especially
split
because what you're gonna do is you're gonna fill it up. You're gonna cram it under the bag or in the closet. It's gonna sit there. The plastic's gonna get brittle, and then everything's just gonna fall out one day when you're trying to clean your fucking closet.
Well, I mean, Dan, unless of course the ideal happens and you bring them all to a VHS party, which
There it
we're
is.
all familiar with and happen all the time. What is this? This is a little.
This is an acrylic VHS caddy that
Uh-huh.
says "play" on it.
Oh my God. Live. It should say "Live, Laugh, Be Kind, Rewind" is what it should say on it.
I gotta like that. We should do
I
that.
kind of do too. I feel like that needs to be a T-shirt. So guys, just look for that in the Dan and Jay's Comedy Hour store, wherever that is.
lot of VCR to DVD converters,
Yeah,
which is really
seeing that.
just a RCA to USB
Yeah,
video adapter.
Seeing that, yeah. I wish my VCR that I did get and that I've used to rip everything did not have the fucking flashing play at the beginning. I need to get one that doesn't do that, or get a fucking remote for this thing that makes it not do it. But I've never found a good remote for it. Because all of our tapes have play flashing between the things or at the beginning of the. I hate it so much. Ooh, got some TDK 160 minute. There's no price on them. There's $8
No,
for that one.
discontinued by manufacturer.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
there
this
we go.
review model, a single one for $8. Only one left in stock. Order soon.
The only thing that I like about people's nostalgia for VHS is there have been some very cool animations and other art done in the style
About
of
the cases.
VHS boxes. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So they're great. That I like. There's some really creative stuff being done there. Other than that, you shouldn't have nostalgia for that. It's fine to have nostalgia for it. And if you only have movies on VHS, like, it's kind of fun to watch. If that's all you've got at home or up at a cabin or something. I know people have got them at their cabins. I've been here too long. I said cabin without even trying.
Cabin.
I've been in.
Here's the
Detroit for too
VHS
long.
reminder. It's only
Yeah,
$40.
baby. Only $40, guys. It's a fucking steal. At $39. I'm hoping it's Prime.
It's to
Don't know.
protect. It's to keep to extend the life of your VCR.
Sure, exactly right. You don't want to rewind. You'll mess up the heads. Put it in a rewinder that's shaped like a Corvette. Bob becomes your uncle. That's what happens.
That's Uncle Bob.
Uncle Bob. Some of these are VHS movies. Did you just type in VHS? Is that what's happening?
I typed in VHS tape because if you type just VHS, it's just a lot of movies on VHS you get.
Weird. Okay.
And I wanted something a little bit more, but most of these are either that
Still that.
VHS things or just buying packs of them. Here's a super value 8-pack for $50.
Ooh, look at that.
Talk about a deal.
Uh-huh. Yum, yum.
Here's your VHS-C cassette adapter.
I have one of those. I have one of those sitting in the closet.
Here's a whole bundle.
Ooh.
That includes everything, but probably not the actual VCR, despite what it
Right.
says.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I wonder about that. Yeah, there's no way, right? There's no way. I mean, if it does, great. Then, well, it doesn't say how much it is.
These
but-
display with stereo composite AV outputs. It comes with all of
Okay.
it.
All
The
right.
whole kit and caboodle for $150.
I mean, I guess.
Or in silver for $150.
Oh my God. Or guys, go to eBay. You know what? Or I don't normally promote
But maybe this
websites,
one
but-
doesn't have the play on the front.
Well, it's got a remote, so you could turn it on or off all you want. That's really all that's missing is that I need a remote for the one I have. Or I'll go to eBay.
A universal
or,
remote?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I have a universal. I should probably test that someday. I don't know what brand that VCR is. It's sitting somewhere in the basement since we moved in. I hope you guys enjoyed VHS talk. That was an exciting moment.
I was hoping there'd be more interesting things.
I know, but I mean, you'll probably find one that says
a lot of head cleaners.
Yeah. You'll find one that says never trust a guy who doesn't watch movies VHS, is born in September, and fucks like a rhinoceros. You know, you'll probably find a shirt that says that somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
You'll also find, again, live, laugh, be kind, rewind.
Exactly.
Somewhere in our store. Just go to Redbubble and search for StolenDress, I think is where that will be. Dan, what's new in your life with you? That's how I say it now.
I got my root canal moved up because my tooth is murder to me.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah.
What was the appointment you had last time, though? I can't remember what you said.
A different root canal.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Both teeth on this side and the back, both molars need root canals.
Okay.
But they'll only do one at a time because it takes like 2 hours.
Uh-huh.
And so I was supposed to do that on April 5th.
Yeah.
But this I don't know if maybe the filling came out, like the temporary fillings they did.
Oh,
those are the emergency ones I did before the new year.
Mm-hmm.
But like if anything touches it or gets in it or I chew on it, it's just they told me to just take a shit ton of painkillers basically. And then they gave me some antibiotics in case it was infected, which I think has helped. So it may have been.
That's good.
But like every so often it's just intense pain. So that's cool. That's a lot of fun. But that's tomorrow, which is why I was like, if we don't record today, it may be a hot minute.
Yeah.
Like we're probably not gonna be able to do Picard until like Sunday at best, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, good call. Well, I will forget again, so it's okay.
Yeah.
We got some very good I will say, you had one theory that some people have said already before the shows come out is looking good. You have one of your theories on that last episode is looking good. I will say that.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you got a root canal coming up tomorrow.
Yeah. That's cool. My boss quit.
Right.
Because of stupid work things. So that's leaving me in a strange limbo.
I can't remember. Are you the only other person in your department, or are there other people?
Oh, there are a lot of other people.
Oh, there's a lot. Okay. I wasn't sure
I'm
how
the only
big it was.
system engineer.
Okay. Do you wear a train hat when you do your job ever? The striped.
I go, here comes the computer. Toot toot. Chugga 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 chugga. Email.
That's good. That's very good. I mean, honestly, if a sysadmin, if anybody did that at my work, I would just be like, oh, this is good. You know what? I like this IT department. I'm usually cool with IT people. I don't normally have the problem with IT people as some people do, because I know how difficult it is to deal with people who don't understand technology. I get that. But if somebody willingly said chugga, 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 chugga email, come on. It's very good.
Yeah.
You know, if you do end up leaving the job, the last thing you should do is exactly that. It's just chug it. Maybe on your way out the door, backwards. Chug it.
Email. Toot toot, motherfucker!
That's good. This is a good plan we had for you.
We're working on getting the garage cleaned for the first time in like 2 years, between us getting our ADHD a little more under control, and there's a drive because we're down to 3 chickens out of the 7 that we had.
Yep.
And so we're gonna get some more chickens.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what does that have to do with the garage? That's my question.
Because we need somewhere, when they're babies, they need to go somewhere that's...
Oh, okay.
With like a heated lamp and stuff. So
that makes sense.
You can't keep them in the house. They're too stinky.
No, you got to keep them on a rotisserie under a heated lamp. I get it.
Exactly. Beep, 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 beep. But so, yeah. So I said, if we can get the garage straightened out by this weekend to a decent, satisfactory amount, then we can probably have room for chickens. And so, like last weekend, they really kicked it out. Some of the stuff required, like, because we got Doom bins, right? You got the Doom box and the Doom bag, and eventually they all end up in the Doom Tupperware or Rubbermaid bins that are like 50 gallons.
Yep.
Right. So Ari went through her Doom bins. Most of the ones in the closet. So now we've got like 3 empty bins to turn into new Doom bins.
Okay, sure.
We still have the ones on the other side of the garage that are mostly yarn.
I know the pain.
But overall, I got to clean off my workbench because Christmas ended up on the workbench. But
That's fun.
a lot of it was, we got a shit ton of board games for Christmas, and those are now all in the closet and organized.
Nice.
We organized the closet with difficulty level, basically. So like the low shelf is Caden level games.
Cool.
So that he can go out when he's like, can we play a game? We can just say, go find one, and he knows which games are probably appropriate for him. And then the next level up is probably like, Caden can do it, but he definitely needs assistance. It might be like he's on a team with someone or whatever. And then the top shelf is things like fucking, Call of Cthulhu games and shit like that. Sure.
What level will you, to test him, put an unlocked box with a pistol in it to see how he reacts?
That would definitely be the second shelf. Like I wouldn't trust him to have that by himself. But I would think like with some assistance, it would probably be fine. This is Idaho. It's expected.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I didn't say loaded, guys. Just don't freak out. Don't you little snowflakes just freak out on me. I'm saying an unloaded gun.
Unloaded. Just very.
A box to the right would have all the ammo in it.
Yeah, you keep it separate. That's what's safe.
The clip will be preloaded. That's in the box.
And then I'm going to be like, what the fuck, dude? Your finger's on the trigger. What? Where the fuck is your trigger display? Are you pointing that at me? Don't aim it at something you're not going to kill.
Exactly.
These are the rules of engagement.
He needs to understand.
That hurt my tooth.
Oh, no. Was it cold? Just the cold or what?
No, just yelling a little bit.
Oh, no. Jesus Christ. It's like you've got a record needle in your mouth.
Basically. Jesus. Anything else? I still have to edit the OD&D podcast. It's partly because it's work stress, but partly because I wanted to wait a little bit because these bad boys came in. Yoo-hoo-hoo.
Yay. Now, they send you 50?
They sent me 50.
Okay. 50 of Dyson Den's Chillenders, because they are now Chillenders. I don't care what anybody says.
And
you
they
cannot
came out pretty
change my
good.
mind.
I have a little bit of writing on mine. You can pretty much read it. But,
but you don't have nearly a full paragraph.
I don't have a full paragraph. It's like, descriptions of people. So I'm figuring, I'm going to send one to everyone, obviously, in the group. But also I figure I can grab a handful and use them as like raffle or something like that for the Meowrathon once we come up with some dates for that.
Exactly right. That'd be good. I'm using my Chillender for the first time. I have one on display with my Billy Beer can, but I haven't actually gotten to use one. So I'm using a.
Yeah.
You guys can go to chillender.danandjay.com. I can't remember how much is up there yet. Or you can go to celerysoundrecords.com and you can buy the Chillender for, I believe, $5. And then it will come with a download card for
there we go.
Choice Dan and Jay's Comedy Hour stuff. Oh, you fit a cup in there. Did you squeeze a cup in there? All right.
I did. It's a little bit warped, but it's fine.
It's fine. Who cares?
It's fine.
Ow. It's not the issue. You can still read it. You know what's going on.
Exactly.
We decided to drink at the same time. Bad hosting. Well, cool.
So one thing I didn't do on here is I didn't put our Earl on here. But luckily the image I used on the back does have the Earl that is actually pretty legible. So
okay. Well, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. You can package it with a business card too, in case anybody's weird.
I probably would. I've got that whole box of business cards I never got to use because I never went to Comic-Con.
Sad face. Because was that like right at the beginning?
Literally the first year.
That's right.
So we're like, we got the money. We can go to Comic-Con. We'll buy the plane tickets. We got burnt on the plane tickets.
Oh, no.
Because it was like, we're smart enough not to go flying when it's still height of pandemic times in 2020. Late 2020, but the airlines were already letting flights on, so they weren't gonna reimburse. They just gave us vouchers for like 6 months, and we obviously were not going anywhere.
Could you have piggybacked and just bought some that you were definitely going to cancel and just keep getting vouchers? Probably not.
No, they had special rules and stuff.
Sons of bitches. That sucks. Oh man.
The voucher was only because it was of the pandemic.
The garage being clean sounds very relaxing to me.
Yeah, but it's halfway there, literally halfway.
That's awesome. We have a shed, but the shed has many of the family items that have nothing to do with us that we are not allowed to touch. So it's mostly full of two or three very large motorcycles. And and my late father-in-law rode one of them. I don't know if he rode the other two. I'm really not sure why there are that many out there. They're cool. I'll never ride one unless
You
it's
never
got
know
a
when you need a
sidecar.
spare.
That's true. You run out of a part, even though they're not.
Did
the
I
same
ever tell
motorcycle.
you the story about my my brother-in-law, James, and his one Halloween that he rode his motorcycle?
No. What did he do?
So he used to ride a motorcycle all the time,
Yeah.
and he also is a huge fan of Batman.
Okay.
So I'm
getting
going to
worried.
give you one clue of what happened to him. Edna mode.
Oh no.
Yep.
He
Cape
worked?
in the back wheel.
When did this happen? Was this a breakaway cape of any kind?
He got it off. It was just a costume cape.
Okay.
But it was a couple years ago. He doesn't have a motorcycle anymore.
No. James. Oh, that's so dangerous. Here's the thing. I get the temptation. I have
Right?
done something demonstrably stupider, and I will never talk about it on this podcast unless I'm really drunk. I've done something demonstrably stupider, but that was Batman related even. But boy, that sounds. Oh, that's good. I will not touch one. Even if my mother-in-law at some point says, "Hey, yeah, you can ride that motorcycle," one of them, I won't do it unless we somehow get a sidecar because I'm not. No two-wheel. No thanks. No, they are statistically a bad idea. So
Yeah,
you know,
I wouldn't trust them anyway because people don't pay attention anyway.
that's the other problem. Is like now I think California is a rarity in that I don't I'd have to look it up, but California, from what I've heard, it's rare that you can weave through traffic like you can in California. In other states, I don't think it's as common. Which is why
Idaho only like in the last couple of years has allowed that.
yeah, I don't like
But
it.
the reason why they can do that, and it's really for the populous areas, is because motorcycles are like sharks. They need to keep moving
Sure,
to stay
that's true.
cool.
Yeah.
And so in California, with the kind of traffic, in LA, San Diego, the kind of traffic they have in those large cities, you're not moving for significant periods of time,
Right.
and that can actually be a more dangerous health risk.
That makes sense. Sure.
It can cause burns and actually cause damage to the motorcycle. So they're like, if traffic's not moving, you can, if safe, move through it.
Right.
And that's why that exists. That's the only reason why that exists.
Sure.
And that's probably why a lot of other places don't bother with that, because either they don't have a lot of motorcycle style traffic, whereas LA does,
Right.
or they just don't have the kind of traffic that necessitates that because it's mostly moving.
I've been surprised so many times, though. That's the thing. And like, I tend to be a very nervous, like always looking around me driver, and I've still been surprised so many times. I feel like I should mention before we go, it's not set up yet, but CoolieNation.com is going to set up CoolieNation.com/DJCH. So that will be the easier way to buy
Nice.
our stuff with a discount. It's 20% off your order up to $100. Otherwise, in the notes when you purchase it, tell them, that we sent you. And I don't know if they do it. I don't know the whole process. I don't know if they give the discount to you later, give it to you back as a refund. I don't know how it works, but they also have live chat on their website, so you can ask them whatever the hell question, and probably we'll deal with the same person I dealt with. They're
Likely.
they're a relatively small company, which is helpful in that way. Words, Dan. Words are great.
Yeah.
Dan, what's up with me? Do you want to know that? Because I don't have an answer, I don't think. Do I have an answer?
Yeah. What have you been doing?
Writing, but nothing that I want to write. Have we talked about... Wait, okay. So since I'm not doing this, I guess I can talk about it, this one thing. So there are two possible projects. So you know me, Dan. Big on coming up with new ideas for projects and then hoping beyond hope that I actually get them made. And I don't... Of late, I have been avoiding telling people about them, and I can't tell anybody about them over the airwaves, but I will say I'm working with one publisher who's interested in two ideas that we're working on two ideas together. but we have to have very specific celebrities sign on to even be interested to talk to me before it becomes a book. But that could happen. That's fun. But the one thing that I did not do was write this other book. So there's this, I don't think we talked about this. Did we? This Chinese company that I signed up with? Okay, so I don't know how much detail you even need. There are a bunch of Chinese apps upon which mostly Chinese citizens, from what I understand, read a lot of like romance novels and fantasy novels, and obviously a ton of those are combined, predominantly.
Yeah, I imagine that's probably, yeah.
And so it's a royalty-based situation. So they'll give you upfront $50 to write an entire novel. And then if the royalties are good, the if was my big problem.
Yeah.
If the royalties are good, you can make genuinely good money, it seems like. And I'm not entirely ruling it out, but I would need to be a little more comfortable before I'm like, I'll bang out 800 words a day for you, because that's what they want. I can do it. I don't have to commit a lot of effort to writing 800 words a day on one fantasy, on something I've invented. That's fine. I can do that. It's just the very minimal pay up front. So, and they're like, yeah, come back anytime you want. It's fine. Like, they don't give a shit. So, but so they're like, they told me the subjects that they're interested in, or, well, the most popular subjects, which included billionaire romance stories, which, by the way, is totally Hanayori Dango. It's like, it's basically anything where a cold, shitty man is cold and shitty to a girl who's very nice to him and bordering on the subservient, is the impression I get. So billionaire stories, werewolf stories, but not werewolves. There's a specific type of like shapeshifter changeling thing that is not werewolf. It's its own thing, but they are still turning into a wolf. And other things like that. And so I pitched a story called Billionaire Wolf, one word. And they're like, yeah, okay, that one's cool, great. All the ones I pitched were actually kind of fun and I would have written. The funny thing is...
Billion Werewolf.
It should have been Billion Werewolf, you're right. But then at some point, a billion werewolves would have to show up. But I will say this. You have to send them 20-chapter outline for a potential 50-chapter book that, by the way, if it's popular enough, they'll say, no, keep writing chapters. It'll just be endless because it's just on your phone, so it's not intended to be published.
Right.
What's funny is I originally signed up and they're like, okay, you've got the credentials, whatever, send us a sample. And I'm like, I don't have a sample of romance. So I sent them something adjacent and they're like, no, thank you. And so then I'm like, okay, what do I do? I panicked. And so in 20 minutes, I banged out 1,000-word sample of a romance that I had never started or never conceived before. It was pretty good. And I honestly might continue writing it at some point, and sent it to them. And say, oh, sorry, I forgot to send you this under my pseudonym, which, by the way, I guess blows up my potential pseudonym if I ever write this, but whatever, under my pseudonym. And they're like, oh, cool. And that's how I got signed up, was like pretending that I forgot to send the right thing. And it worked. In this, I will say there's a coffee shop. There's a coffee shop in every one of the ones I wrote, actually.
There should be. I feel like that should be your signature.
What I named the coffee shop is something I got. You guys watch Peep Show, right? Okay. Well, I named it.
So uncomfortable.
It's so uncomfortable. We started rewatching it and we couldn't get all the way. Like, we'll finish it, but it's so. At some point, it's just like, oh god. But I named the coffee shop Paloma Beans because at some point on that show he says, I'm gonna blow my beans, and I wanted to call it Paloma Beans. It's a romance, so why not? So Paloma Beans will be the name of the coffee shop in all of them. Again, totally blowing up my own spot if I end up doing it, but. Yeah, I forgot we haven't talked about this. That's so fucking funny.
I had the idea for a running gag in like a movie or something that's just so fucking stupid.
These are usually stupid and I enjoy them.
Yeah, because here's what, like the idea I had, like, you know, like it's one of those like movie things, like you go
sorry,
and like they're in the city, right? And they park their car and they go to do something, like they go to do something, the camera pans away to them and they're talking to someone who's like, oh, this is a bad part of town, you shouldn't leave your car, and they pan back and like the car's completely stripped right onto the frame. Sure. Like they do in cartoons and stuff. I feel like it would be funnier if it was like real life.
In real life, yeah. No, I don't think I've seen anybody do that.
That would probably make sense. So then they get another car, right? And what I figure is like it's a road trip movie, and every time they get out of the car and it pans away and then it pans back, it's stripped. They're like in the
Regardless
middle
of
of
where
the
they are.
like in the middle of the woods or in the middle of the country.
I have not seen that done. That's a good gag.
Right? Like just in the middle of nowhere. Like they're in the desert and it pans away, goes back, and it's stripped.
It's totally stripped. Are we being followed? Like, how is this happening? I like that a lot. No, I like that very much, actually. That's good. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so I don't know. I was like, okay, I could write this because I could enjoy it. I can do 800 words. It was not 800 words a day. You were expected to write 2 or 3 chapters a day, but I can bang out 2,400 words of bullshit real easy. It's like I said, I wrote 1,000 words in 20 minutes, and I told my friend who's a ghostwriter professionally, and he's like, oh shit, okay, that's like, he types fast too, but he's like, damn, that was pretty fast. Speaking of typing fast, so wow, there's no way prospective employers are listening to this. Let me pull this up. I've got something on the floor here that I do not think is going to get the use I hoped it would, because I will tell you, transcription is harder than I thought. I'm good at it, but I don't think I am fast enough for make enough money off of it, is what I'm thinking. I got this off of shopgoodwill.com, which I was going to mention earlier. A very good eBay alternative is shopgoodwill.com.
Really? I'm actually
it's very good, and everything is FedEx. You got to be careful because sometimes they set their own, each store sets their own shipping, so it can be a little pricey. But some stuff is 1 cent shipping, in which case you've got a good deal. I got this for $20, and this is the oldest version of it, but even if you get this new, it's still 70. So I got it for 20, and it works perfectly fine. It will be perfectly useful for transcribing my own stuff. But I don't have to worry about losing money on that deal, you know? So I don't know. This is one of the day jobs I've been considering as I'm writing blogs for, I can't say any of the things, but it's the dumbest shit on the planet. I can't even, like, they'll just be like, okay, here's a website, write 500 words, choose your own topic, as though that is somehow freedom. It's I've got to be leading people to their website, and it's,
yeah, like they're saying, hey, you figure out what makes us popular. No, that's not my job.
Not my job at all. And all of them, I guarantee sometimes you're going to get write it about this, but almost all of the ones that I've written so far of like 40 blogs, it's like, choose your own adventure. Like, oh no, this is terrible. I don't know anything about, Dan, I've written 3 or 4 articles now about fashion, and the only way I got through it was just to make a bunch of jokes. And because it comes across as a pissy fashion person, great, works perfectly fine. So
just watch on Thread Level Orange. I hear that guy's real good at being
that
pissy.
guy. That's true. He's quite pissy, but he's very specific targets, though. Very specific political targets. I was gonna.
He's like a fashion sniper.
Ooh, did he ever call himself that, or is
no?
That something,
He should have.
He should have. Fashion sniper is good. It's very Joan Riversy, you know. Although I'm sure she didn't say that. Trying to
I'm a fashion sniper. I don't know. I don't have Jen Rivers' voice at all.
No, you don't, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine.
Darling.
You tried. Yes, darling. Very good.
Darling. Hey, darling, I'm Joan Rivers. This is how I sound.
That's perfect. I don't know how you do it, Dan. Where do you get that wonderful voice?
I don't know. Here's my Will Smith.
Please.
Hey, Chris Rock, I'm going to smash you in the face. And here's my Chris Rock. Hey, Will Smith, don't smash me in the face.
It's perfect. I don't know how you do it.
I thought I'm like a chameleon, right?
Yeah, absolutely right. I'm glad you didn't try to be more of a chameleon for many reasons. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yep. You're welcome.
Uh-huh.
You're welcome. That was my Bruce Willis.
Oh. Oh, boy.
He's retiring. Did you hear about that?
I did see that because he has aphasia, which
is
not always permanent, but he has aphasia, which
I'm sure at his age is probably going to be a bit rough for a while.
Sure. Yeah. R.I.P. Oh, that's not right. R.I.P. to Bruce Willis's career. We hardly knew you. Actually, we knew you really well.
We knew you real well.
Yeah, you did a lot of stuff.
Sometimes you overstayed your welcome at times. But
This is a terrible time to do this. We are becoming Chris Rock to Will Smith right now, and the last person I want open-handed slapping me is Bruce Willis.
Yeah, he would.
To be honest,
he would slap our face fucking off.
He absolutely would.
I'm gonna slap your face off.
That's that. Now you know that he wasn't in Face Off, Dan. I
know. I feel like here's the reality of it. Much like how Will Smith did come to Jada Pinkett Smith's, had backed her up.
Sure.
I really feel like Nicolas Cage would back up Will Smith as fellow action stars with less than normal amounts of hair.
Oh, you know what? That's a very good point. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for bringing that up. You know, I feel like I'm insensitive sometimes to the plights of celebrities, and
sometimes you really have to think about what they go through.
It's true. I will say I have seen some behind the scenes photos of Nick Cage in this upcoming Dracula movie, and he looks amazing.
He looks amazing.
Fucking great.
I want to see the Nick Cage movie so bad.
I mean, you know, every few years he tries to remind you, look, I'm mostly sane. And this is how I'm going to have to do it. So here you go.
But have you seen the trailers for the movie about him?
Yes. So I'm saying, like, I feel like that is him being like, look, I know what I am. I know.
Oh yeah.
You know, here's me admitting that I get the joke.
It looks great. So good.
And I mean, I can't.
Skitty.
Oh, Tybalt. Oh,
Pinocchio. Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye, Father.
No, he doesn't say father. Sorry. Goodbye, Daddy.
Daddy. I'm doing an accent. I'm an English boy. What is going on?
Apparently, that was originally a low-budget Russian movie that they basically just dubbed. So that explains things.
It does. It makes me think. I had the thought, like, I wish I could get a digital copy of it, because I guarantee you and I could dub it better, is all I'm saying. At least Tom Kenny's in it, and I love Tom Kenny, but I almost guarantee he signed up without knowing Pauly Shore was involved. Because
I know, right?
You've got Tom Kenny, who's a consummate professional.
Right there.
And also, if somebody's going to say skitty, 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 it should be Tom Kenny, because it almost sounds like SpongeBob's laugh. Skitty, 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 skitty. You know?
Exactly.
Skitty, skitty, skitty. What is that? What is that? Who?
I don't know.
Who directed? But I was going to say who directed him to do that.
Just fucking around.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the takes that he thought they weren't going to use.
Yeah. Skiddy, skiddy, skiddy.
Skiddy.
Boy, oh boy. That is adventurous of him. He's an interesting fellow. Boy, oh boy.
Hey, it's a fucking paycheck, and that's what Pauly Shore needs.
That is true. That is very true.
Ever since he lost that job as chairman of the board, he's just had a real hard time.
And then he lost all that money too when he was on jury duty for so long. Long. They didn't cover his jury duty, so we all know that.
Yeah, and then he got stuck in that biodome for how long? You lose track of the world that way. He missed out on NFTs.
He really did. It's very sad. Can you imagine?
He could have gotten in on the ground floor of that, and then he'd have been a millionaire now.
I can imagine Pauly Shore NFTs.
Because those are very fungible, non-fungible tokens.
True. It's true. I'm trying to think. Boy. Yeah, I mean, no, I would never buy an NFT, but I want to know what his NFTs would be. I guess I would be tempted to buy one if it was just him on camera saying skitty, skitty, skitty.
Yeah, or just different portrayals of the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Wait, what was that? Which one's that from?
That's from the Goofy movie.
Oh God, I've never seen that movie. Do you know that? I've never. This is a movie that people.
Pisa.
I forgot he was in that movie. Sorry, people. I know that people my age are supposed to know and love that movie. I've just never. It's never crossed my path.
I've only seen bits of it. Ari really liked it when she was
Well, she's of the perfect age for it. She's just a couple years south
of the generation of it. Exactly.
Which is weird.
Just barely I just barely missed Pokemon.
Right. Yeah. No, same. Exactly. Although we know some people who are older than us who are definitely into it. I know people my age who are definitely. I'm
saying like the actual generation of Pokemon is just slightly younger than us. Just slightly.
You know, we don't bring it up a lot on this podcast, but this is a cross-generational podcast. Dan is, of course, old man Gen X, and I am a hardcore millennial, which I know I'm an elder millennial now, guys. I get it, but we're cross-generational, but we find our differences in comedy, guys.
Comedy.
Dan is he's jaded. He's so angry still at the Vietnam War. He's angry at Nixon and all those things that he represented.
It comes back every so often.
Yeah, I bet. And me, I like Pogs still. So
there's that.
That's
you
all I know.
and them brass slammers.
Yeah. Oh,
You used
boy.
to get kicked out of Pog tournaments because you would dent them Pogs.
Big time. They hated it. They did not like me doing that. And one time I went around to every table and I just fucking knocked over every pile of Pogs I could because I was so angry they kicked me out. It was bad. I also had, if I'm honest, I had one of my, I've never admitted this publicly. One of my slammers was loaded. It was a loaded slammer. It was made of polonium as well. And a lot of people got sick. So I just feel like I should point that out.
That's how it was loaded, actually, because they just couldn't play as well when they, had radiation sickness. It happens.
Just barely nicked. All I had to do is barely nick your skin. It had one little sharp edge, and then just ba-doom. I got it from. Nope, not going there. Never mind. That's fine. No,
they called them the radium poggers.
Mm-hmm. They did. Oh, those are good
man,
times.
reading about radium girls. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Have you ever read about that or? So they were the girls that worked in watch factories making the glow in the dark watches, right? But then they'd be like, they would purposely make sure to splash their dresses with it so that when they go out on the town, their dresses would glow in the dark. They would, put it on as eye makeup and shit.
Right. Fuck.
Yeah. And then of course they died horribly of radiation poisoning.
And then the one thing they would always talk about is like, my brush isn't fine enough right now. Because they would the people who would paint the watches
brush tips,
or whatever the fuck. Oh God, no. Oh, it's so no, you're right. Because I did end up hearing a podcast that described in way too much detail what that did to a lot of these women and how many jaws were lost in the process, and that it was like, oh Christ. And it's only women because it was like it was just too delicate of a job. It was also, I think, a job that started roughly in the war, if I'm not mistaken. So it was one of those things that like women ended up taking over.
Yep. So if you're curious about this wonderful piece of history, check out Radium Girls.
Boy, oh boy. Was there a movie called that or a podcast?
I think there might have been a book. I think.
Oh, okay.
But that's just what they were called as Radium Girls.
Okay,
so
right. Yeah.
You do a search for that, you'll find all the resources.
That's beyond distressing. Guys, I hope you enjoyed bringing it down.
There was a movie that came out in 2020 called Radium Girls.
Oh, okay. It wouldn't be the worst name for a girl group, but it would be a pretty bad name. I would be tempted to listen to whatever cool music they made, but I don't want to. Yeah.
Who's in Radium Girls? Let's see.
I don't know. You tell me.
Joey King is Bessie.
Sure.
Abby Quinn is Josephine. Kara Seymour as Wiley Stevens. Susan Hayward. Olivia Macklin. Colby Minifee.
Sure.
Deanne Cox.
All my faves.
Scott Shepard. Neil Huff.
Sure.
Colin Kelly Sordelay. Good old John Bedford Lloyd.
I love JBL. My fave.
So
that's great. No, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I'm looking through my old notes, and there was something I never mentioned, and it was
not rated, so I'm guessing it was like an indie film.
Okay. So you may or may not know this. I don't like cleaning up, and I find it to be the worst thing ever. But we have a dishwasher here, which has made my life 10 times easier. But a couple weeks ago, I noticed, you remember, this happened a few times at the old apartment, a plastic cup that shouldn't have been in there would fall deep into the dishwasher, melt, and fill the house with stinky, stinky plastic burning smell.
Yes.
I thought that had happened a couple weeks ago. And it turns out that wasn't, fortunately. Unfortunately, though, when I pulled the tray out, there was a tissue. A tissue had made its way into a bowl and had dried out, because that's what happens, and then lit on fire because it was on the element that heats all the stuff in there.
Oh, shit.
So we were like, why does it smell like something is... First I thought it was plastic, and then we sort of eventually realized that, basically started a fire in the dishwasher. But I guess there are worse places to start a fire.
There are.
Unless you don't know, because
like
it wasn't...
next to your stove is a pretty bad place to start a fire, like happened to us a few weeks ago.
Oh, no. How'd that happen? What'd you do?
We're not 100% sure.
Okay.
We were playing D&D. It was probably like a month and a half ago now. We were playing D&D, and we had ordered a couple, someone had brought a couple of the take and bake pizzas from Papa Murphy's.
Okay.
And so we were cooking the pizzas in the oven, and the first pizza came out, and the second pizza was in. And one of the people at the table said, "Oh, there's a fire over there." And I thought they meant in the stove, like something that dripped on the element.
Yeah.
It was next to it where there is no power outlets or anything. And it had caught fire. We have all these, those little like containers, and we had like, marshmallows and cocoa and flour and stuff, like those plastic containers that are sealed.
Oh.
And they were all on fire.
Oh no.
But we were able to go put them out. They were the only things on fire. And then one of the pot holders Ari made was like half burned.
Oh shit.
So we weren't really sure where the fire came from, but what we suspect happened is that pot holder must have gotten maybe some food from a previous meal stuck on it that was just a little bit like, charcoaly, and it was just enough to start it burning, and then it caught the plastic containers on fire.
That's bad. No, that is fucked up. Oh my God. That is one thing we bought when we moved in here, is a bunch of new fire extinguishers, because living on multiple floors is also like a new thing for me in 18 years. So yeah, you want one on every floor.
We have a good fire extinguisher because of the fireplace, but that one, it was right there. The sink's right there. We just grabbed them, put them in the sink, sprayed them down. Okay. And like nothing else had been on fire. It was just these three plastic containers.
That is a smell though.
It smelled pretty bad. And the irony is we had just bought those really nice containers too. Brand new.
Oh, that is unfortunate and sad. Did it ruin the smell of the pizza, or did you just finish all the pizza?
Oh no, we ate the pizza. The pizza was fine.
Okay,
that's It didn't directly get the pizza.
Okay, that's good. Oh my God, can I tell you something I'm very sad about? I don't think I brought this up. I don't think I did. Little Caesars, at least here, no longer offers Plantaroni, and I'm very distressed about it. They're plant-based pepperoni. I didn't
know they ever did. So.
You did, because I brought it up on this podcast before and said it was very good. But that's fine.
Well, I never remembered.
Dan doesn't listen. He's a bad friend, and no one likes
Well, here's the reality: is I never would have eaten it anyway. So
you would have eaten it. I would have forced you to eat it if you'd have been here.
Okay.
So
I would never have just gone out of my way to go to Little Caesars to eat fake pepperoni.
No, of course not. And I would
In fact, I don't even know the last time I ate Little Caesars.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Think about it. Think about it real hard. Dan's thinking about it really hard.
I think it's been a while. I think I might have gotten it once on one of my road trips. That's about it.
Yeah, it's not something I would ever go to, but now because there's one down the street and it's cheaper than Domino's, it's just easy to eat a cheese pizza. And, I order a lot of pizza when I'm too stressed to make food, and that's a lot of the time. I hate making food, but it's my job.
Well, we've been getting HelloFresh, but we haven't been making HelloFresh.
Oh no!
But what we've been doing is basically the problem is the HelloFresh that we have is the 2-person HelloFresh, and there's 4 people in the house now.
Sure.
So there are times where we'll just take the HelloFresh recipe and just double it because there's other meals we never made, so we have extras of shit.
Oh,
but there also have been times where we're just like. What we've been doing is actually just emptying the HelloFresh bags out and just having the ingredients and figure out, okay, here's all the shit we got. What can we make?
Yeah, right. Why not?
Like yesterday, the other day, Christy found some on sale, some carne asada beef. Right? So she brought that home. And so I made that last night, and I added some broth to it to give it like a saucy thing that came with HelloFresh and like some Tex-Mex seasoning that came with HelloFresh. Right. And then Christy made some crema from sour cream that came with HelloFresh and a lime that came with HelloFresh.
Sounds pretty good.
Right? So we have all these things lying around and we're like, okay, well we didn't have to go grocery shopping at least, so let's make some food.
That's pretty good. All right. And I haven't gotten that in a while, but I remember everything we had being pretty good from them. But guys, you're welcome to sponsor our podcast.
Yeah, I'd be happy to sponsor, but I will say that it's really good if you don't make the meal by the recipe. Although we have actually made it by the recipe too.
Sure.
What happens is what it is when you have ADHD and you don't make meals for a couple of weeks, and you have all these leftover bits, and then 2 people move in with you, you now have an entire tray full of bits that allows you to very easily double up a recipe when you do make it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
What did we make the other day? It was a Parmesan crusted chicken, and we just grabbed 2 packs of chicken breasts instead of 1 pack that it came with, and then So we had like the bag that had the crusted chicken,
Mm-hmm.
and then we grabbed another thing of chicken, and then in the fridge we had the extra cheese, and we had the extra sauce, and then in the dry goods area we had a box of all the little spices and everything, and we had
Yeah.
extra rancho spice and a couple other things. It's like we had extra of everything because
Yeah.
we have ADHD and don't always make our meals.
Sure.
But that allowed us to actually make a double batch of the meal without actually
Very good.
doing any extra work.
Yeah. That sounds delicious. I
And
want that.
the air fryer is really nice. They have like these potato wedges and veggies they always make you make, and then once you put it in the oven, but we can throw it into the air fryer for half the time. So
We've not used, so we got we had to replace our old Instant Pot because something happened with it, but our new Instant Pot is also an air fryer. We haven't used it yet since we got it for Christmas, but.
I mean, air fryer is basically just a fancy convection oven, but it does cook things much quicker. Like especially like frozen foods.
Yeah.
I found a thing that just said a really good rule of thumb is just do the air fryer at max temperature, which is about 400, and take the amount of time it says on the package and reduce it to 60%.
Okay.
And I've done that every time, and it's like perfect.
All right.
I make Caden dino nuggies in there.
Sure.
Perfect.
Ooh.
Like every time.
Yeah.
I've done my like little fish fillet things from Vandicamps, like perfect every time. Tater tots come out crispy.
I want tater tots.
So totally worth it. And then we've also just figured out how to make like the potato wedges from HelloFresh. We just do it for like, I don't know, we kind of wing it. We're like, I don't know, 15 minutes. That's usually about right.
All right.
And then we started making Brussels sprouts in there and the asparagus, and Caden actually likes it if we cook them in there.
Okay. Well, whatever works.
Yeah, he'll actually eat those veggies. We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That's amazing.
Because we've been doing the Brussels sprouts, and he's been eating them every time. And then yesterday we had asparagus, and I'm like, well, let's just throw it in there. Caden eats the Brussels sprouts. He might eat these. And he liked them. He ate a ton of them.
Got to get him back on the show. Last time he spoke on the show, he was too nervous to speak, I'm pretty sure. So he's probably going to get more and more comfortable as we.
Oh, if we got him on now, he's a big old fucking chatterbox.
All right. Well, maybe I'll watch my language mostly, and then we'll have him on. We'll have him on the podcast. It'll be
You
fun.
can ask him about Pokemon or Smash Brothers, and he'll have plenty.
Smash Brothers, I could probably talk to him about. Although
he beat the game.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I haven't even beaten it yet. But
Yeah.
like the spirit mode, like the single player one, he's beaten it. So
Wow. I think probably to keep his attention, he would probably need to, instead of bullshitting with two old men, have a game going as he's talking to us and just play a game and have a conversation at the same time. I think that's probably the best thing.
no, he's one of those kids that and he's playing a game, he's gone.
Oh, okay. That's perfectly fine. Well, we'll look forward to having him on. Dan, what do you want to promote today?
Let's talk about
Sex,
is this
baby.
coming out this week?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about ODndPodcast.com to check out the ODnd podcast. I will be trying to get the next episode out soon once I can sit down and settle my brain. So probably next week for that one.
Okay.
But like I said, there has been a new Fistful of Dice. Also, the website had stopped working for a little while, but I fixed it.
Okay.
Apparently, there was just some glitch in the matrix, and it stopped working for a week, and I didn't realize
Fun.
it
Okay.
because the admin side was still working.
Weird.
Yeah. But so check that out, ddpodcast.com. Check out meowathon.com. We'll be announcing dates soon for that fundraiser. And speaking of that, Simply Cats is doing a fundraiser right now where what's it called? The Oscars. And you can submit a short movie and with a $10 donation, and then you might be able to win an award.
I love it.
And it's a fundraiser as well. And you can go to simplycats.org, and they'll have a link there. Or you can go to mightycause.com/event/simplycatsoscpers. I also put a link to it on meowathon.com.
How many people now, though, are making videos of their cats slapping?
I
them in
have
the
no
face?
idea.
You know that's happening. There's no way around it. It's happening.
But also check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/dgomiller. I stream things, random things. Also go to my link tree for pretty much links to all the things. That's linktr.ee/dgomi, DGOMI.
I will tell you guys to listen to Hosts with Their Own Picard, Dan and my podcast about the TV show Picard, and possibly more things later on. Depends. And it's a fun show. And we tend to read the tweets of our one person who live tweets our fucking podcast, which is great. I love it very much. Found out recently he listens to this show. Hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
I hope you enjoy this terrible garbage. Hope it's fun for you. I don't know what it could possibly offer you, but I hope you're enjoying yourself. Same goes to everybody else. Don't know what this could
I'd
offer
love
you,
to
but
hear
thanks
your
for
theories
listening.
about our show and where it's going and what our plans are, because I'd like to know them.
There's a multiverse going on. He could
That's
comment
true.
on it.
That's
running.
true.
It might
like
help us
Loki.
keep track of it. Exactly right. This is
Wait
very
till you
much
meet
like
Alligator Dan.
Loki. Oh boy, Alligator Dan. That's oh Dan. Here's the problem. You can't say something like that with it. Getting a call. Hello. Alligator Dan. Okay. Do you speak at all, or is that your?
He's just an alligator, dude.
All right. I'm gonna hang up on him now. Okay. Well, he was a bit of a letdown, but what are you gonna do? Most of Dan's are the real Dan.
That's
is.
fair.
I mean, let's be honest. Go to StolenDress.com. That is where all of our podcasts are. Go to JasonKlamm.com. JasonKlamm.com. That's where I've set up. Well, it's nothing. It's basically a portfolio site. I realized today that it wasn't really a proper portfolio site. So things more accessible. If you want to know anything about me, you can go there, enjoy. Listen to this podcast. You already are. Listen to Hosts with Their Own Picard. Listen to Dispatches from 4 to Awesome. There are a few episodes in the can. I just haven't had time or patience or energy to edit them, but they'll be coming out. It's about the show News Radio, and there are a bunch of like weird side supplemental things that are where I interview people like Wayne Fetterman coming up. That'll be good. Well, Dan, what do you want to leave everybody with this week?
Well, I guess alligators don't make good guests.
That's a very good point. I'm going to let you know, don't leave tissues in your dishes, or you will have fire issues.
There it is.
Dan and Jay's Comedy Hour, the podcast, is part of the StolenDress Podcast Network. The show is hosted by Dan Gomiller and Jason Klamm. The Dan and Jay's Community Service theme song was composed and performed by Brian Magic Hands Madison. The Silver Jubilee theme song was composed and performed by Nick Robes, with lyrics by Jason Klamm. Have questions? Call and leave us a voicemail at our phone number, 747-248-6687. That's RIP2 Humor with a U. Subscribe to Dan and Jay's Comedy Hour on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever else you can find us. Give us a 5-star rating and write us a review. It helps. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at DJC Hour and Instagram at Dan and Jay Comedy. Or find everything in one place at danandjay.com. Visit StolenDress.com to listen to our other podcasts, watch videos, and imbibe freely of our multimedia content going back 15 plus years.
Goodbye, Dan and Jay's Comedy Hour.
StolenDress Entertainment.
Hey, it's my turn. Ah!